yesterday, we weren't celebrating the closing of the college. We were celebrating the incredible history of the college. At the very last homecoming for Eastern Nazarene College in Quincy, Massachusetts, let me first introduce myself as Thomas Peterson, 32 years custodian at Eastern Nazarene College, currently the longest serving person in the facilities department. My YouTube channel and the name I go by on YouTube is Tom of Quincy, but I am Thomas Peterson. I'm your good friend Tom. Love you, Eastern Nazarene. What a celebration. Yesterday, Saturday, October 5th, 2024. Best day I've had at Eastern Nazarene College in the last 32 years. Best day ever. That's not to say that I didn't have my aches and pains. I am not Tom, age 20, back in 1992. No. Between some injuries away from the job and so much climbing stairs through the years, so much. We know none of our dormitories have elevators. Young apartments, God bless, does. We know our oldest building on campus, our social science building, Canterbury, a beautiful building, but it has stairs. Schrader has stairs, but there is a service elevator that I use. But Angel definitely doesn't have an elevator. Schrader, a natural science building, and Angel, where the future pastors and the future teachers were taught. No longer, but so many greats came out of those buildings and are working at hospitals and schools around this world. And I hope you tell the good stories of Eastern Nazarene, as well as the neighborhood you find the campus, Wollaston, and the city of Quincy. Not only the home of Dunkin' Donuts, but also the home of our nation's second and sixth presidents, the home of our first governor. The Adamses and Hancocks are very important to the city of Quincy, as much as President Shields bringing the ENC to Quincy, and the Camerons and the Detweilers and the Gardners and the Manns and so many other great families, where there was multiple members of that family that made history at the college. God bless them all. And I don't care if your time at ENC was with the ENC Crusaders or later on with the ENC Lions. We should all love Eastern Nazarene College. We should not be bitter and try to figure out why it's shutting down. And that was for the first couple weeks after the announcement. Just forget about what we're losing. Remember what we have had. Eastern Nazarene College, the best small Christian college. Somehow we lost our way, and some business decisions didn't go so well. But there's a lot of people to be at fault at all levels at the college. So we don't go there, because we all should take some blame. Love you, ENC. No, I'm trying to be positive, but I'll figure out my future, and I'm hoping for the best for everybody around me that are losing the place that they work at, and in some cases where they live. I'm doing this recording at the apartment that I have at Young Apartment Building on this incredible ENC campus. It was a great homecoming. I say that. A great homecoming for Eastern Nazarene College. I was very happy when Jim Gardner blew the whistle and said, "It's over with. Thank you, everybody. See you Monday." Anytime we have a big Saturday event, it's always nice to hear something like that. I remember when I first started working at Eastern Nazarene, our commencement was on Memorial Day. Problem there was our next work day would be the next day on Tuesday. When they moved it to Saturday, a few weeks ahead of Memorial Day, in the early part of May, traditionally the first Saturday in May, when the Kentucky Derby was ran and Quincy has Clean It Green and Quincy Day, we'll miss having commencement on the first Saturday in May. The people trying to sell flowers at the front gate along East Elm Ave, they'll miss it. But one less issue for security. Well, it depends who's doing security for whoever owns the property by May. But no, and I hope somehow the East Elm Avenue campus is memorialized, at least in the front, right off East Elm Ave. My opinion is our college front lawn should be renamed Wollaston Common, between Gardner Hall and the Wollaston Church of the Nazarene. It should be. What happens to Moreau and any of the other buildings, that's up to whoever takes over. But if Moreau comes down, I hope a garden replaces it, not another building. A beautiful garden dedicated to Bertha Moreau and the incredible history of Eastern Nazarene College. But obviously somebody has to take over, and some of the buildings might be able to be converted, others might have to go down and new buildings come up. Next year is a huge year for the city of Quincy. 400 years ago, Captain Richard Wollaston landed on our shores and established the Marymount settlement, where Marymount was included into Braintree when Braintree was formed in, I'm losing track of that, but 1730 maybe? Or 1740? I don't know. No, make that 16. You're dealing with Tom. I know he came in 1625 and it's a big celebration. And I know in 1792, we separated from Braintree and became the town of Quincy, the city, in 1888. We're an incredible city here in Quincy. We have the world's first Dunkin' Donuts. We just have a great city with all our great history with the Adamses and Hancocks. Our city is just a little less great right now. We're losing Eastern Nazarene College. But I'm hoping for a good outcome for this campus. The city needs it. It should not be luxury apartments. There's more than enough luxury apartments and luxury homes in this great city of Quincy. There's hard working class people that have lived this city all their life and want to keep on living here. But it's way expensive. I noticed rent is cheaper for the same thing in Boston than in Quincy. People don't want to live in Boston. They want to work in Boston, make some good money in Boston, but live outside the city. In Quincy and Cambridge and places like that, we're close enough, but not right in the city of Boston. I have nothing against Boston. I just love Quincy. The only way I would leave Quincy is just I can't afford it, but also if I got an opportunity to work somewhere in another state, then obviously I'm not making that commute. But I don't know what my future is. But I know I have Jesus with me. I have a very supportive family, a lot of great cousins, and my Aunt Esther. Aunt Esther is the last of her generation for our family. she and my mom married Peterson brothers so long ago. My mother got the better end of the deal. My uncle, God bless his soul, he was a pain in a lot of people's, and I'm going to be polite about it, because I know he was also a good man. I know he was a good man. But living with that guy, for his siblings and whoever he was living with, and it was always a challenge. But Esther and my mother, Donna, married Peterson brothers. My dad, Tom, and my uncle, Charlie. And my dad was the good guy of the two. But they were good buddies, not just brothers. But for a moment, God bless my parents and all my other loved ones that I've had in my life that I have already lost. God bless them. Let them know that Aunt Esther's still around and we're watching over her, and us cousins and everybody. We're all doing good. We're all doing good. And Eastern Nazarene College did me good for over 32 years. No bad thoughts right now. All positive thoughts. It was a great celebration. Not naming everybody because I kind of forget some people's names, or I forget their last names and forget some parts of the story, but seeing folks from California and Texas and other places, and believing they made special trips to Massachusetts for this, not simply they were around. But seeing some faces I've not seen in a very long time, and talking to people that maybe I've seen a couple times, others a lot more, depending on how close to Quincy they live. If they live anywhere in the Northeast or something. But it was great seeing everybody. And people that recognized me rather than the other way around, and they said, "You're still here," and give me 1 or 2 minutes of conversation. I appreciate it. But it was great seeing all of you. Great seeing you all, including the folks that attended ENC long before I worked here. Even though 1992, in my opinion, is a long time ago, folks that went to school here in the 1980s and 70s and 60s, 50s, 40s, God bless, God bless, God bless. God bless all of you, especially the older ones. One of our alumnus I did not see, but I know him and his son were on campus and at the church. I talked to his son, who I worked with on the phone last night, but Greg Carter's one of our oldest alums. I think the oldest member of the Wallaston Church of the Nazarene, also with Dr. James Cameron, also, I believe both of them are 95, and doing reasonably well. They've lost their wives, but they know they have a good ENC community that loves them, and their family and friends as well. But I know Greg was at the church. I talked to Jason last night. By the way, Jason's doing good, but I just stayed cross paths with him. I told him to text me when he was on campus to look for me, but he called me, and I was already in for the evening having some pizza. I had Tony's House of Pizza on Hancock Street. I had them send me some pizza, picked it up at the front gate of the college, and went over back to Young Apartments, and I was in for the night. But I'm pretty sure a lot of ENC students got pizzas and subs and chicken wings and everything from Tony's. So I was very happy to do that on Saturday night. I've spent most of my life in the southern end of Quincy, 02169. Now I'm in the middle, a zip code 02170, which is pretty much all of Wallaston. And our final one, 02171 would be North Quincy and Squantum and Mount Clair. But I grown up in the southern end of Quincy. First in West Quincy, when I was very young, don't really have too much memory of that. Most of my childhood on Bower Road near the Four River Shipyard, but on the Quincy side of the Quincy Braintree line. It was a dirt road that is now a whole neighborhood, but back then it was a dirt road, dead end. At the end of the road, a social club, Adams Heights. Thank God the road was a little rocky. It slowed down some of those speeders, but that's a whole other story. But then I lived in South Quincy, just maybe 5 minutes from the historic president birth sites of John Adams and John Quincy Adams. Walked by those birth sites and drove by it in somebody's car because I never drive, or taxi cabs or buses, and simply walking by those historic sites at the corner of Franklin and Independence in the South Quincy neighborhood. If you ever come to Quincy, check out those homes. And if it's in season, take a tour. The best diner, food, anywhere in Massachusetts is at McKay's restaurant directly across the street from this historic site. The only restaurant in the world that can claim to be across the street from the birthplace of two American presidents. McKay's restaurant. Incredibly good breakfasts. And they do good fried seafood. Whole belly fried clams platter. Recommend it. McKay's. But I was going to make this a 10-minute video. This is 17 minutes. This is definitely a blog. Definitely not a 60-second YouTube shot. But Eastern Nazarene College, you deserve it. I'm a happy guy on a Sunday morning. It would help if the Patriots can win. Two bad teams playing today in Foxborough. Hoping the Patriots can get a win over the Dolphins. Anybody that loves the Dolphins, I'm sorry. I feel your pain. Both of our teams have had great moments through the years. Not lately. And to the folks out there in Wisconsin, I don't root for the Green Bay Packers. Minnesota Vikings. I have 3 cousins out there, 2 that I'm in contact with. One I'm pretty sure is still a Patriots fan. The other, a Vikings fan, but still likes the Patriots. God bless all my family out in Wisconsin and all through the country where I know they are, including back home here in Massachusetts and just north in New Hampshire. God bless. God bless. Love you all. Love you all. I have to make my weekly visit to Star Market, Granite Street, Quincy tonight. I'm going to do a little prayer in a moment or so. After I stop this video, I have laundry downstairs, and maybe I'll get the laundry and gain my thoughts of what I want to say to our Lord. But love you all. Love you all. God bless Eastern Nazarene College. My final 2 comments, and I say it a lot. Have a great one. Jesus is hope.